To access the first level of diagnostic data, start with the initial setup. Insert the key and turn it to the on position, or press the start button twice, making sure the engine remains off. On the dashboard display, press the menu button, navigate to Display, and select Screen Off. This will leave you with a blank monitor. While the screen is blank, perform the following gesture. Swipe your finger from left to right 5 times, and then immediately swipe from right to left 5 times. If the swipe gesture does not trigger the menu on your specific model, use the physical buttons on the head unit instead. Press the Channel Seek Forward button 5 times, followed by the Track Back button 5 times. This sequence brings up a diagnostic service screen. From here, you can perform system health checks and view error logs that are not available in the standard user interface. Beyond the software, there are also hardware adjustments integrated into the cabin's design. In models equipped with the digital rear-view mirror, flipping the tab at the bottom switches the glass from a standard reflection to a live video feed. While the camera is active, you can find a row of physical buttons located on the underside of the mirror's housing. These buttons allow you to configure the camera's digital output. You can zoom the image, tilt the vertical angle, and adjust the screen's brightness. Fine-tuning these settings helps reduce eye strain and ensures the camera's field of view is optimized for your specific height and driving position. To reach the deepest settings, we must connect to the Electronic Control Unit, or ECU. This is the central computer that manages the car's safety, security, and convenience parameters. Locate the OBD port, typically found under the dashboard on the driver's side. Plug your mini VCI interface cable into the port and connect the other end to your laptop. For the computer to see the car, the ignition must be in the correct state. Press the Start button twice to enter Accessory mode. If the dashboard isn't powered, the ECU will not communicate with your laptop. Next, open your diagnostic software, typically GTS Plus or Techstream, on your computer. When prompted for the software registry key, ensure you type each character manually. Copying and pasting the code often causes a registration error that will prevent the software from initializing. Establishing this link allows you to modify the system settings, usually reserved for dealership service technicians. Once the software connects, navigate to the main menu and look for the Customization section to find the list of adjustable parameters. This is the Customize function grid. Selecting the Wireless Door Lock row will cause the system to load the current factory settings stored in the car's memory. These categories contain the behavioral settings for your car. By default, these are set to standard factory durations, but they can be adjusted to your preference. On the Customize Parameter screen, you see toggles for features like trunk lid operation and door warnings. One useful setting here is auto lock time. The default is 30 seconds. If you want more time before it relocks, change this to 60 or 120 seconds. In this same section, you can enable the option to roll down all windows simultaneously using your key fob, a feature that is frequently disabled at the factory for certain regions. To save your changes, click the Apply button in the bottom right corner. The software will then write the new data to the vehicle's ECU. Configuring these back-end parameters allows you to align the vehicle's behavior with your specific needs, while avoiding the fees typically charged by a dealership for these same adjustments. With the programming complete, disconnect the cable and step outside the vehicle to confirm the new settings are active. Press and hold the Unlock button on your fob. The windows will now roll down automatically, allowing you to vent the cabin before you even reach the door. By accessing these 3 levels of the vehicle's interface, you have gained direct control over settings that are otherwise inaccessible through the standard menus. Which of these configuration steps was the most helpful for your model? Let us know in the comments and subscribe for more in-depth automotive tutorials. The Toyota RAV4 is the best-selling SUV on the planet. But for most owners, the experience stops exactly where the factory settings end. While the vehicle is engineered for versatility, the default configuration leaves several physical features and software capabilities dormant or difficult to access. When you search for ways to improve the driving experience, you're usually met with a flood of viral tricks and low-quality accessories. It's hard to tell which of these modifications actually improve your daily routine and which are just clutter. To find the right balance, we're weighing the investment of time and money against the actual utility these changes provide. Our goal is to move past the hype and identify the modifications that provide the most tangible benefits for the lowest friction.
By applying this specific filter, we've identified the top 5 adjustments that genuinely change how the vehicle functions on a day-to-day basis.
These options fall into 2 distinct groups: zero-cost physical reorganization and tech-enabled software customization. We're judging these based on 3 criteria: how they expand your usable cabin storage, whether they improve remote access, and how much versatility they add to your cargo space. Analyzing these trade-offs is the most efficient way to move beyond the generic factory experience and adapt the vehicle to your specific needs. The most immediate improvements can be found in the rear of the vehicle. Many drivers find the vertical depth of the trunk limiting and the retractable privacy cover a constant obstacle when loading larger items. The first modification addresses both issues for free. If you remove the small plastic covers on the side walls of the trunk, you'll find a dedicated storage slot designed to hold the privacy cover securely beneath the cargo floor. Once that cover is out of the way, the floor panel itself can be flipped over to its plastic side and dropped into a lower mounting notch. This simple reconfiguration provides 2 additional inches of vertical clearance. The trade-off is acoustic. While the plastic side is easier to clean after hauling muddy gear, it lacks the sound dampening properties of the carpeted side, which may slightly increase road noise from the rear of the cabin. In the driver's seat, the challenge is managing small everyday items. The factory center console lacks small-scale organization, often leading to a pile of loose keys and coins in the open trays. For roughly $15, an aftermarket drawer insert can be installed in the driver's side coin slot. It fits into the existing dash architecture to provide a partitioned, pull-out storage area for items you need to keep within reach. You can complement this with the built-in cord management. The passenger shelf above the glove box has a molded, rubberized channel that allows you to route USB cables from the lower dash up to a phone on the shelf without the wires getting pinched or tangled. These physical additions are highly practical, though they rely on third-party plastic. While the fit is usually precise, the color and texture of the plastic won't be an exact match for the Toyota factory materials. On our evaluation chart, these physical adjustments sit in the high-utility, low-effort quadrant. They solve basic organizational problems with almost no technical barrier to entry. Focusing on these layout improvements provides a high return on investment, offering immediate organization with essentially no financial risk. While daily organization is important, long-distance driving reveals a different set of issues, specifically regarding physical comfort and fatigue during multi-hour trips. This third category of modifications focuses on ergonomics. Many drivers find the contact points for their right knee and forearm uncomfortable over time. Targeted padding on the center console and armrest can alleviate that pressure. To manage your gear on long trips, a cargo net is essential. It keeps your luggage from shifting during hard cornering or braking, preventing damage to the trunk's interior panels. The trade-off for this added comfort is the visual impact. These pads often require semi-permanent adhesives or straps, which can clutter the interior's original design. Despite the aesthetic changes, prioritizing driver ergonomics is a practical decision for anyone who frequently takes the vehicle on extended road trips. Beyond physical changes, there is a layer of software features that are present in the vehicle's hardware, but are not accessible through the standard dashboard menus. One such feature is the ability to roll down all windows simultaneously using the key fob. Holding the unlock button for 2.5 seconds allows you to vent a hot interior as you walk toward the car. Most owners find this difficult to enable. Dealership service departments often aren't familiar with this setting or may be unwilling to modify the vehicle's coding through their official software. To get around this, you can use a third-party OBD2 scanner. This $60 device plugs into the diagnostic port under the dash and allows you to interface directly with the car's computer system using a smartphone app. This interface also allows for more granular control over the vehicle's lighting. You can adjust exactly how long the headlights stay on after you lock the car and change the sensitivity of the sensor that triggers your automatic headlights in the evening. The trade-off for these software changes is the complexity. You have to pay for the hardware, learn how to navigate the diagnostic app, and in some cases, pay for an ongoing software subscription. These software modifications sit in the high-effort, high-utility quadrant. They offer significant convenience, but they require a higher level of technical involvement from the owner. Customizing these digital settings provides the most sophisticated level of control over the car's behavior, but it requires a willingness to manage the vehicle's internal software systems. Choosing which modifications to pursue depends on how much time and effort you want to invest in the process.
We can break these down into two separate paths. For most drivers, the path on the left is the most practical. By focusing on the cargo floor, the storage drawer, and comfort padding, you solve common physical complaints with minimal expense. If you want maximum control over the vehicle's automation, you'll follow the path on the right. This requires the OBD2 scanner and the willingness to manage the car's software settings yourself. Keep in mind that software modifications aren't for everyone. If you prefer a simple, hands-off experience, the manual physical adjustments will provide plenty of benefit without the technical overhead. By mapping out these trade-offs, you can decide exactly which features are worth the investment. It's the most effective way to stop settling for a generic factory configuration and start using the specific, powerful tools that are already built directly into the car you own right now.